All right. Welcome to a new game. It's called The Grim and I don't know too much about The Grim and I do know it's a full novel-based game. I mean, I think I saw it's got like 155,000 words, novel, interactive game. I think it's all text based. I don't think there's any graphics or sounds to it. It really starts to, I guess the game is really kind of playing on your own imagination. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. We have the prologue here. The rain falls in clear sheets over a tableau in monochrome. It runs down black umbrellas along black coats over black mud and into an open grave as a black coffin descends into its depths. Ooh, we're at a funeral. The only sound is of falling water on autumn leaves and the falling tears of those in attendance. This is a funeral, you observe. How did I get here? The mourners' faces are familiar, identically dressed, but each a separate instance of your life, a coworker, a school friend, a sibling, a lover. You walk over to the headstone, the name comes into view. You look familiar, or it looks familiar. It looks familiar because it's yours and your first name. So our first name is Tongue Tied. And now they want our last name. And what other than last name being Games? Tongue Tied Games. Engraved in black capitals, here lies Tongue Tied Games. This is your funeral. It makes sense, really. It explains why the rain passes through you and why you don't feel cold. It explains why you're the only one not wearing black, and it explains why no one is looking at you. Why no one is speaking to you. Seen enough? Well, almost no one. So we're the one that died. So how did we die? What the hell is that? How did we die? And what does it mean? Almost no one. Somebody can actually see us. Are we in like the sixth sense? Somebody can see ghosts. Somebody can see dead people. I wonder who. Let's go ahead and start the first chapter. Chapter 1. Apparently we're dead. Chapter 1. I hate your kind. Ooh, that's rude. A lone figure stands in the cemetery watching your funeral and you. The rain bends around him, afraid to touch the robe raised over his head and hiding his face. The robe. Is that the Grim Reaper? The Grim and I. Right, that makes sense. The Grim and I, the Grim Reaper. He stands too tall to be human, and his hands are of bone, one holding a huge scythe, the other reaching out, index finger extended. Pointing right at me, I bet. The sight of the Grim Reaper in all his undead glory provokes you to... What is he provoking me to? Cower, scream, laugh, cry, run? Oh, remain still? I don't know. How would I act? Grim Reaper's sitting there looking at me. I don't think I would run. I don't think I would cry or laugh or scream. I probably would just remain still. I'd be like, what the hell is going on? Like, I'd probably just remain still in like disbelief, maybe. We'll go with that. We'll go with remain still. Oh, look at this. We got show stats. Here lies tongue-tied games. What do stats matter? You're dead. Right, I don't know. Good point. I'll do this without stats. But you know what? I like to see my stats. Let's go ahead and let's see. So here lies tongue-tied games. All right, fine. If you think it will help, have some stats. Just remember to let them be determined by your choices, not the other way around. All right, so we want to make sure that our stats are determined by our choices. We don't want to make the choices to determine our stats. And our reluctance is 50%, acceptance is 50%, remaining time 100%, ambition, fear, love, and rage all 50%. All right. You wouldn't say that you are unafraid. It's hard to say what you feel. Perhaps the reality of what this means has not yet fully sunk in. The Grim Reaper, in response to your silence, places his hands on your hips. On his hips, not my hips. He's not dancing with me. He's placing his hands on his hips, not my hips, his hips. I, I expected a little more than that, he whispers, sounding more like an irritated adolescent than a harbinger of death. You peer into the shadow that instinct tells you must contain a skeleton's key, trying to see the face of the one who addresses you in this manner. Are you try to ask, knowing the answer? Yes. And am I? You try again, the words catching in your throat. Yes. So he's definitely a Grim Reaper, and we're definitely dead. Those were the questions that we were trying to ask. Behind you, the silence is broken by a eulogy. You hear your name as a woman tells the congregate few of the great. Tells the congregated few of the great. Oh, tells the congregated of the great. Oh, like the man that I was, the woman that I was, the person I was, the man that I am. Not that I was, the man that I am. You wonder if you should be more unnerved, but the truth of your situation is hard to deny. You're standing by your grave. You're watching all the people you love drop soft mud onto your coffin. As you are talking to the Grim Reaper, though the disembodied voice beneath his hood is cold, a warmth permeates the air. There is something oddly reassuring about his presence. You feel a question forming on your lips, one that needs answering. Why are you here? Why am I here? What's going on? Should I be more freaked out right now? How would I answer that? Like, what would I be like? I already know that I'm dead. I already know it's the Grim Reaper. He's probably there to guide me into something. He's probably there. I don't know if he's trying to guide me towards something or if he's there to help me figure out something that I haven't quite figured out before I died. Maybe there's something I need to do before I pass on. So maybe that might be a good question. Like, why are you here? But at the same time, like, should I be more freaked out right about now? Probably not. I mean, you're dead. Why would you be freaked out? Well, I I don't know. I suppose, like, once you come to the realization that you're dead, then you start to come to some kind of reasoning behind it. Like, you start to understand it more. I don't know. So let's ask, why are you here? Like, why is the Grim Reaper here? Like, what's his job in all of this? Is his job to help me pass on? Is his job to help guide me in a certain direction? Let's see what he says. I am here for you, he replies. You are dead. The word sends a chill down your spine. I don't remember dying, you protest. That doesn't matter. You are still dead. A chill again. But nothing. He silences you, his skeletal hand rising once more. You know you are dead. Don't deny it and don't fight it. Okay, but that's not what I thought I was asking. I didn't know what I wasn't asking, like, why he was here. I don't believe you. How did I die? I feel strangely calm about all this. So we're dead, but we don't know how we died. Do we care? Do we care how we died? Yeah, let's ask that question. Like, how did I die? Air enters death's hood in a single stream. It reminds you of the breath that precedes a scolding. That does not matter. Nothing else matters now save one thing. And what's that? It is the reason I'm here, he replies. The final part of dying. I am here to take you away from this world and to the other side. So he's our guide. He's our guide to the other side, okay? Your turn to look down at your grave. In many ways, it is as you would have pictured it. Your name and 2 dates representing the brief period of history during which you existed. And then at the base, an epitaph, something you once mentioned, almost in jest, that you would have written on your own tombstone. What style epitaph did you choose? Very traditional, a poetic, funny, or a macabre. I don't know what the hell a macabre is, but I probably go with something funny because why not, right? You wanted your grave to brighten people's day, not sadden them. What does it say? Another one bites the dust by Queen. I knew this would happen. Game over, and it actually says. So I think that means that we could maybe type in our own thing. But you know what? This is too good. Too good not to use. Game over. I play a lot of games. I record a lot of games. We play a lot of games together. We stream, we upload videos, we do all this together. So it just makes someone, game over. Lost all my lives. If life were a game, it looks like you lost. A part of you is waiting to awaken. The other is very aware that this is no dream. Take my hand, the Grim Reaper whistles, stepping forwards and extending his lifeless fingers. Take my hand and leave this world. It is time. You can't help it. As he asks you, you turn to look over your shoulder at the one whose tears are heaviest. Death draws in a rattling sigh. You were in love, he concludes. I am in love, yes. Is that bad? Look, whether I'm dead or not, I'm still in love. I am in love. If I was in love, no matter whether I was dead or not, I'd still be in love. The Grim Reaper does not react to your correction. Which one? The woman in the long coat? That's her standing next to my brother. That's her standing next to my sister. No, that's my sister. The man standing to her is the one I love. Actually, the man I love is over there next to my brother. Okay, I like that. The different options for everyone. Yeah. I'm gonna go with that's her standing next to my sister. Why not? You reach to clasp the ache in your chest where a heart used to beat, but your hand runs through the translucent shade of your body. Or perhaps it is your body that runs through your hand. She, your love, does not wail. She does not sob, but her tears run thicker than the rain that drenches and drips from her eyelashes. Your sister stands at her side, her own face stronger, teeth set, eyes wide, tearless. Seeing this scene, you are filled with a single thought. This can't be happening. How do I fix this? I want to put my arms around my love and comfort her. Why is my sister not crying? Why isn't my sister crying? She should be bawling her eyes out. What the hell's wrong with her? I don't want to watch it. Why is my sister not crying? What the hell? It doesn't matter. The Grim Reaper informs you before the thought ever makes it past your lips. Take my hand. You sense an urgency. The motion of his arm is languid, but his words are firm. You look back to your lover standing hopelessly by your open grave. You see your sister with her dry eyes. Let me emphasize dry eyes at her side. You think of everything that have done with your life and all the things that you still need to do, and you feel the blank space in your memory that saw your last breath. Do I not even get to say goodbye to her? What about all the things I never get to do? Why can't I remember how I died? What's on the other side? All really good questions. So do we want to ask that question? Why do I not get to say goodbye to her? Or do we ask what's on the other side? There's nothing we can really do about the living right now. What about all the things I'll never get to do? Why can't I remember how I died? I think if this was a reality, I think I would want to say goodbye, in some way, but I don't know if that would even be a possibility. At this point in time, I don't really care about how I died or why I can't remember. I don't think that really matters at this point in time. Not worried about all the things I won't ever get to do. I'm more worried about I think I'd be more worried about saying goodbye and I don't know, telling my loved ones and family that goodbye and that I love them. I don't know. What the hell? I think that's what I probably go with. That's what I probably go with. If you're still present and still talking, then surely there must be a way for her to hear you. Surely there's a way to tell her that you're still here, that she is not alone. There is no way. You're only making this more difficult for yourself. I can't leave her, you argue. The Grim Reaper's answer is colder than any wind or rain. You have already. Ooh, yeah. You've already left her. That's true. What about all the things I'll never get to do? Oh, so this is so we can go through each one of these until we take the Grim Reaper's hands. Okay, so let's just go one by one. Well, what about all the things I'll never get to do? Let's go with that. Oh, so you're ambitious too, Death observes, his emotionless facade slipping once again. Would you say you have unfinished business? I would, you reply stoically. Death steps forward, his hand extended insistently. Then it is all the more important that you take my hand. Interesting. Why can't I remember how I died? You can tell that you are trying the Grim Reaper's patience, but you don't care. This is something you need to know. Perhaps the reason you cannot remember dying is because you don't want to. I can't imagine the experience was particularly pleasant. It doesn't matter your question, but the volume of his voice is growing. His extended hand is now more a command than offering. What's on the other side, and then we can refuse the Grim Reaper's hand. Let's find out what's on the other side first. That is not for you to know. Why not? How can I agree to go there if you won't tell me what there is? That is the point, he replies. So take the Grim Reaper's hand or refuse the Grim Reaper's hand. I'm really, really curious as to what happens whether we take or refuse the hand. Probably, we'll probably end up going through this a second time. Once we complete it the first time, we're probably going to go back through and at this crucial point in the story, we'll do the opposite if we go back through again. If we were to do a separate completion. So, let's go ahead and take the Grim Reaper's hand. Are you sure you're ready? By taking the Grim Reaper's hand, you will be making the decision to leave behind the only world you have ever known. You will never speak to your family or your loved ones again. You will never see your life's work come to fruition. You may never know how it is that you met your end, and you have no idea what awaits you on the other side. Are you sure you're ready? Interesting. So they're really giving us like a choice here. But you know what? We're gonna stick with it. How can you be ready for this? I'm as ready as I'll ever be. Right. I'm as ready as I'll ever be. Like let's go. Let's do this thing. The dark beneath the Grim Reaper's robe brightens. He extends his hand to you, and you raise yours to him. His skeletal fingers pass right through you. Eyes turning upwards, you try to see an expression with the depths of death's robes, but there's none. Is that supposed to happen, you ask? Why can't I touch you? You can tell the Grim Reaper must be scowling beneath his hood. At the same time, sulking voice you heard before returns. This is why I hate your kind. Oh, that's rude. That's damn rude. I hope you guys are enjoying the Grim and I as much as I am. It's a pretty crazy story up to this point. Pretty interesting. I hope you guys enjoyed this last chapter. If it's something that you want to see me continue going forward with, definitely hit that like button. Let me know in the comments down below. Subscribe to the channel for more. You can also find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, as well as a Spotify playlist. You can also strengthen your Tethered by joining one of 3 membership tiers. And as always, thanks for watching. Love you all, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.